The date was October 15, 1995. A giant double-decker luxury aircraft, Pan Am Flight 6, took off from Hawaii to San Francisco with 70 passengers and 7 crew members. Inside the cabin, everything was calm. Some passengers were reading books, some gazed out of the windows at the endless blue Pacific Ocean, while others dreamed of tomorrow. But little did they know, their destiny was about to change forever. Suddenly, a scream shattered the silence. 4 masked men stood up with weapons in their hands. The plane had been hijacked. That was the moment when time froze and hearts stopped beating. Children cried, adults panicked, and the cabin filled with chaos. ATC was alerted, rescue plans were drafted, but just 5 minutes later, Pan Am Flight 6 disappeared from the radar. The hijackers had shut down the navigation system. But the real danger wasn't them. The real danger was something far greater, something no human can control. The plane had flown straight into the jaws of the Pacific's deadliest storm, a typhoon. Terrifying winds tossed the plane like a toy. For 2 hours, the pilots fought with everything they had, but one engine failed, then the other. The aircraft plunged like a ball of fire toward the ocean. Death was seconds away, and life was hanging by a thread. Moments before the crash, some passengers fought back. They killed the hijackers and leapt into the unknown ocean through a broken door. The plane hit the water with a deafening explosion, but miraculously, 60 people survived. 60 souls who had escaped death only to face a new battle for life. All around them was nothing but endless water. By sheer luck, just 100 meters away, a jagged rock jutted out of the sea. They swam with their last remaining strength and clung to it. Soaked, trembling, terrified, 60 people huddled together. No phone, no signal, no hope. Then a passenger remembered he had binoculars in his bag. Shaking hands lifted the lens, scanned the horizon, and there it was. Half a kilometer away, wrapped in mist, a small island. He screamed, "There! An island!" And with that cry, breath returned to lungs that had almost given up. Those who could swim jumped once more into the killer ocean. Below them, sharks. Above them, towering waves. But the will to live is stronger than any storm. After hours of struggle, only 15 to 20 reached the sandy shore. They built a makeshift raft with sticks and vines and returned again and again to rescue the rest. One by one, all 60 survivors reached the island. It was their first victory, life reclaimed from the sea of death. But the island was no paradise. Just a few coconut trees, some bushes, and endless sand. No food, no fresh water. Hopelessness spread. Some broke down and cried. Some screamed their families' names. Some sat in silence, refusing to believe this was real. And then, a school teacher named Mr. David stood up. He shouted, "If we panic, we die. We must live for each other." His voice became the first spark of hope. They organized themselves. Some climbed coconut trees, some collected rainwater from rocks, some built shelters. Young men sharpened sticks into spears and tried for hours to catch fish. Finally, they caught one. When that single fish was cooked over fire, its smell felt like a feast. Each person ate a tiny piece. It wasn't just food, it was their first taste of victory. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. But diseases spread. Hunger tortured them. 10 people died.
They buried their own with tears in the sand. Now, only 50 remained.
The outside world had given up. After months of searching with no trace, the government declared them dead. Memorials were held, their names printed in newspapers. To the world, they were gone. But in truth, they were still fighting, forgotten but alive. 2 years passed, then a miracle. On that barren island, a woman gave birth to a healthy baby girl. Her first cry filled the island. She wasn't just a child, she was the birth of hope itself. The survivors celebrated. They had a reason to live again, not just for themselves, but for the new life among them. 10 years passed. The island had its own rhythm. Mr. David started a small school for the children. Some fished, some farmed, some cared for the young. Every year, on the crash anniversary, they celebrated Survival Day. They sang songs, told stories, and remembered the ones they had lost. But even after 13 years, no rescue came. Children born on the island grew into teenagers. Adults grew old, their faces carved with struggle. And then, one morning, a sound no one had heard in 13 years. The horn of a large ship. At first, they thought it was an illusion, but the horn came again. They lit fires, they screamed, they waved with everything they had left. This time, the miracle happened. The ship saw them. The ship stopped. Rescue boats came. The 48 survivors fell into each other's arms, crying, laughing, screaming with joy. 13 years of nightmare had finally ended. When they returned to the city, the world was stunned. No one believed until a diary surfaced, written by one of the survivors. Every day, every death, every birth, every struggle for 13 years was recorded.
A book was later published, The Lost Survivors of Flight 6, 13 Years on the Island. And even today, their story teaches us one lesson. Even the smallest ray of hope can pierce the darkest storm. And the human spirit is always stronger than death. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it so more people can learn from this incredible survival story.